This episode discusses childhood trauma and abuse. If you're sensitive to these topics, please proceed with care. Hi, my name is Oma, and this is my story. I'm sharing it anonymously because it's deeply personal, but I hope it can help someone out there who might feel alone. Sometimes life gives us burdens that are heavy to carry alone, and I want to tell you what it's like to carry one of mine. I was born in 2004, though legally my birth year is listed as 2003. That's a story in itself. Something I'll explain later, but for now, I want to start with my earliest memories. I grew up in a small rural village with my paternal grandparents and my older sibling. Life was safe in some ways. We never went hungry, we had clothes, we had a roof over our heads, but it often felt lonely. My grandparents were always busy. My grandmother ran a business, my grandfather worked as a civil servant. They did their best to provide, but they didn't have time to guide or nurture us emotionally. I didn't know my real parents. All I knew about my mother was that she had left, and I assumed she didn't love me. I didn't ask questions, because I thought the answers didn't matter. I believed the world had decided I wasn't meant to feel safe in a normal family. From a very young age, I learned to take care of myself. I bathed myself, dressed myself, learned to navigate a world I barely understood. I thought I was just being independent. But really, I was learning to survive without guidance. And for a while, life went on. I laughed, I played, I went to school, and I thought that was enough. When I was 5, something happened that I didn't understand, and I couldn't tell anyone. It changed me in ways I didn't know at the time. I didn't have words for the fear, the shame, or the confusion. It was an adult neighbor, someone who was meant to protect me, someone I should have been able to trust. Instead, they took advantage of me, and it left a scar that stayed with me for years. I didn't know how to process it, and I didn't have anyone to turn to. The fear, the shame, and the confusion became my constant companions. I didn't have the words for the fear, shame, and confusion. I didn't know who I could tell, or if anyone would believe me. From that moment, a part of me felt broken. I carried that pain silently, hiding it from everyone, even from myself. I didn't know how to speak about it, and I feared that if I did, I'd be judged or blamed, and I carried that brokenness quietly for many years. For years, I struggled with feelings that I didn't even know how to name: guilt, shame, disgust with myself, and self-hatred. I felt like something inside me was damaged, like I would never be normal, like I didn't deserve love. After that day, my body and my emotions felt confusing in ways I couldn't understand. Even at 5, I started noticing feelings that didn't make sense to me. I found secret ways to soothe myself, ways that were confusing and private, ways that are tagged shameful and disgraceful, and for years, I carried this alone. The shame, the guilt, the pain, and the confusion became a part of me, and I didn't know how to share it with anyone. I tried to fit in, to act like everything was okay. But inside, I was struggling with emotions I didn't know how to handle. I learned to hide, to retreat, because I feared judgment, shame, rejection, or blame. I became quiet. I kept to myself. I learned to hide my emotions because I believed nobody would understand. And in that silence, depression started to grow slowly, like a shadow I couldn't escape. I started to resent the people I didn't even know fully: my mother, for leaving, and my grandparents, for being busy. But deep down, I knew my grandparents did their best. They loved me in their own way, but love alone couldn't heal hurt, couldn't heal what had happened. I also struggled with my own identity. Who was I, really? Was I broken? Was I undeserving of love? What did it mean to grow up in a world where the people who were supposed to protect you couldn't? I didn't know how to answer those questions. So I carried my secrets quietly, believing it was safer that way. These questions followed me into my teenage years, shaping how I approached life, friendships, and even my own dreams. Over time, I realized that the shame, the guilt, the anger, they weren't mine to carry. The person who hurt me was the one responsible. Not me. Not ever. That realization didn't fix everything, but it gave me a tiny spark of hope. A hope that maybe, just maybe, healing was possible. A hope that my past didn't have to define my future. Now, at 23, I'm still learning to face the pain, to rebuild my confidence, and to understand my worth. It's not easy. Some days are heavy. Some memories come back uninvited. But I'm learning to be gentle with myself. For a long time, I didn't talk to anyone about this. I carried it alone, in silence. This is the first time I'm truly speaking about it, and even saying these words out loud feels like a release. I found comfort quietly, by reading, by reflecting, by writing things down for myself. I joined private spaces where people shared their own struggles, and seeing their stories, the support they received, reminded me that I wasn't alone. That's part of why I decided to start this channel. To finally speak. To tell my own story. Because talking about it now feels like lifting years of pain off my chest, and maybe, just maybe, it will help someone else feel less alone too. If this story resonated with you, please like and subscribe. It helps quiet life stories reach others who may need a safe place like this. Thank you for being here.